Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my videos. I have been on a little bit of a plant, not purge, but just like sort out at the moment, which therefore gives me justification to buy more plants. So I have another little plant haul for you, and I have the plants right here. As you can see, we've got one, and there will be one coming later this week too. So I think we get straight to it and get unboxing and show you what I've got. So the first plants that I'm going to be unboxing with you all, one is a succulent, because I've always wanted this succulent or any type of this succulent, and the other one is actually a hoya. Getting in my hoya phase lately, and yeah, that's the two. And I've also got a bit of soil as well for the succulent, but we'll get into that as we go. So let's start with our first parcel. Open this baby up. So this one I actually got off Etsy from a local grower in the UK. So this one is from so this one is from That Sucks UK, which obviously their speciality is probably succulents. And if you want to check these guys out, I will leave a link to them in my description. So on to the unboxing. That's already very cute. See, this is actually the name of the company right there. So That Sucks. And that's the other side. And this is how it's packaged. Looks really nice. So I think one of these plants is like a 12 centimeter pot and the other one is a cutting. I'll show you which one's which. That's so cute. Look at her! Oh my god, you guys, this is actually so beautiful. I don't think I have a hoya like this big. What? Oh my god. Also, I want to say, like, they shipped this super fast, because I bought this on, I think it was actually Sunday, and it came today, and today's Tuesday. So to the lovely lady that works there, I'm assuming, thank you so much for shipping this just so fast. And it's honestly, oh, what a beautiful plant. Oh my god. So I can see this is a single vine cutting, but it's got 4 leaves, and the latest leaf is actually this really big one here. So that's really, it looks really healthy. I can see a new growth point as well coming out of it, and that looks relatively healthy. I will obviously give these a little bit of a wipe down and a clean before I put them in my collection. But it seems to be in quite a nice chunky mix as well, and I actually see some really healthy roots coming out the bottom, because I do find this, I don't want to name any names, but I do find with a lot of hoya that I buy from like reputable sellers that they kind of come to me a little bit too premature, like they're not fully rooted, or if they are, like the roots aren't strong enough to like withstand shipping. So I'm actually so happy. Oh my god, what? I'm so happy with like how this looks. So yeah, that's plant number 1 from them. I have a little bit of facts about this plant as well. So this is, did I say the name? This hoya is a Hoya Sarawak cream. I think the cream stands for the cream flowers, but if I put a photo on the screen of the flowers that it was advertised with, they actually look a little bit more pink. So I guess I'll have to wait and see what the flowers of this one look like. It's part of the latifolia variety of Hoya, which normally have these like big waxy kind of leaves. So it's one of them, and I think Sarawak is the region that it's from. As for watering and just general care for this, because the leaves are a little bit more like waxy, I probably will be just cutting back on the watering on this a little bit, because I have read online that it can handle drought, and I have found that with a lot of my Hoyas that to underwater them is a little bit more safe to overwater them, especially since this is like a fresh propagation and, you know, it's new to my environment. So I'm going to be, yeah, cautious with the watering on this one, but I'll be keeping it in just the same conditions as my other Hoya. So room humidity. My humidity here is actually kind of above 60, so that's not too bad. But I think they handle, they handle 40% to 60% humidity. And as for temperature, I'm just going to be keeping it indoors. These can handle between 15 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. So yeah, just normal like house environments, but yeah, don't leave it anywhere I think too sunny, because it can burn the leaves like any house plant. So yeah, that's plant number 1. On to the next one. The second plant I got from That Sucks was a cutting or a propagation of Stapelia hirsuta. So this is what it came like wrapped in this little tissue paper, and each plant has like the name on it too, which is really cool. And this one, I should probably show you guys. Then I unbox it. Oh, I love the tissue paper. So cute. So this one is a unrooted stem cutting from her mother plant. Oh no, it is rooted. What the hell? Look. You can see them roots on there. So yeah, this is the baby. And yeah, the roots look great. The roots look really good, and so does the rest of the plant. It feels really healthy. Oh, it's kind of like almost a little bit like fuzzy, is it me? I don't know. Yeah, I've always wanted a Stapelia. Like, they're really hard to find in the UK for some reason. I guess I might have not looked that hard, but in like garden centres and like houseplant shops, I've never seen one. So I actually thought, you know what? I'm gonna get myself a Stapelia. So here it is. They're commonly known as the starfish flower plant, or I think the carrion plant too, because of the bloom that it puts out. Kind of looks like rotting meat, and I actually have heard that it kind of smells a little bit bad too, but that's to attract the pollinators and all the flies and insects to pollinate the plant. This is kind of what the bloom looks like, and I just love how crazy it looks. I've always wanted that's why I want it. I've always wanted one of these. And again, they're just like a normal succulent, so you treat it how you would other cactus and succulents. So again, probably bright, warm room, water like less frequently than you would a normal house plant. And yeah, put it into a cactus succulent mix, which is the next thing that I want to talk about. So, onto the mix. Now this big, oh my god, this big box that has been sat next to me this whole time is from Soil Ninja. I think everyone like in the UK knows Soil Ninja, but if you don't, there's the information, I guess. They do a lot of different plant mixes, soil mixes, and also soil components. I've bought from them I think multiple times at this point, so this one is a specific reason for it though. Okay, so I've actually had to like move you to my floor because it's so heavy. I can't really hold it up and like sit down there at the same time. Anyway, so what I got in this box are 3 types of soil components, I guess, specifically for cacti. And I'll talk to you about the reason I got these in a minute when I put it up. So bag number 1 is some zeolite. So it aerates the soil, also has a lot of nutrients in it, and it says it absorbs ammonia, potassium, and potassium, limiting the risk of root rot. So that's kind of cool that, especially in a new plant, this will help me with that. But I was really just looking for like a rocky component, and this is perfect for that. So that's my first bag. And then I also got some, well, I should say some more because I already have like a little bit of this left. But I got some pumice stone. So again, another like really rocky component. It's a volcanic material. So it has a lot of aeration, denser than perlite, and it packs the soil with oxygen, and it won't float to the top, which is very helpful. This is a very important part actually. Its porous nature also means minerals and nutrients can be stored in the pumice. So like that's one of the main things I'm really going for with this mix, is like a lot of natural minerals and like storage for minerals and nutrients, but not necessarily in soil. Finally, I have here a bag of lava rock. It's good for drainage. Again, it's porous and it can house beneficial microbes, so that's really good. And again, it avoids the risk of root rot. It goes, this one's for prolific overwaterer plant parents out there, which honestly sounds perfect for me. Okay, so this is the setup. I've got 3 different pot sizes to choose from. These ones are kind of the same. Jesus. These ones are kind of the same. But I'm actually not a big fan of these like ones. I know a lot of people use them, but I just find they dry out like way too quick. And that might be good for a cactus, to be honest, but I don't know, it's like my gut's saying no. So I'm not going to use that one. I've got this little plastic one instead, which I think I'm going to use. Or I have this one too, but I think that one might be a bit big. I don't know. So I want to give a quick shout out to the inspiration for this soil mix, who is Arid Zine on YouTube. He did a really cool video about different soil mixes for different types of cacti. So the more difficult cacti have a taproot and therefore require a more airy, rocky, mineral-rich mix. And the easier cacti and succulents are the ones with more fibrous roots, just like this Stapelia that I have here. So for this one, I'm going to be going ahead and making a rocky, but not too rocky mix using all these ingredients that I've bought. So to start off with, I just use a regular old houseplant cactus succulent potting mix, and I'm going to use about half a bowl's worth of that. And the other ingredients that I'm using, my lava rock, my zeolite, and my pumice. He used scoria, zeolite, and pumice, but I couldn't find any scoria, so the lava rock was the closest option I had. So there is my first layer of soil, and I'm going to go add in equal parts again of the lava rock, pumice, and zeolite. So this is what the soil mix was looking like at this point. It was almost equal parts of every element, which I didn't really want. I wanted a little bit more soil in there. So I went in and I added some more soil just to make it a more soil rich mix for the fibrous roots of the succulent. I've always had a hard time looking after succulents and cacti, so I'm hoping this mix is gonna be like just my winning formula for me. And now you can see this mix is more what I was looking for. More soil rich than mineral rich. And I just mixed that up, and that was then ready to go on and be put into my stapelia pot. So this is what the succulent ended up looking like in the end. I will link Arid Zine's video in the description too, because I did find it really helpful myself. Well, it's the next day and there is, or there may be, another plant delivery. So this is it for this month. I promise. Well, maybe not, but so this one I got from Dibley's nursery in Wales. I remember them having a really amazing stand at Melbourne show, and there was a couple of things there that I kind of regret not buying. So I've been thinking about them a while, which normally means in my books that it's like justification to buy it, because if I keep thinking about it, I know I actually really wanted it. So that is the plan for these plants anyway. So Dibley's nursery, again, award-winning company, been around for a very, very long time, and they have a very cool history. So if you look on their website, they have like a whole section about that. They specialize in begonia mostly, begonia, streptocarpus, and African violets, like them kind of plants. So you may or may not have guessed what I've bought already. This is how they are packaged, very nice. And I'm gonna start off, oh my god, they're packaged so nicely. I've actually never seen anything like this before. So there's actually like a plastic shell in the middle of the box, so that's really cool. This is what it kind of is looking like. Oh my goodness. I love that packaging. I think that's amazing. I can see the plants too, they look so good. They also sent me, actually really cool, they sent me a plant care instructions booklet, and also their brochure, I think it's called, for 2025. So that's very cool. I will be actually looking through that, trying not to buy more plants. So yeah, let's get this open. Oh my gosh. Oh! Sorry, getting very excited. Okay. So again, going with the theme of small plants for my small house, I'm gonna start with the little ones. As you see, they taped the two little ones up here, which is really cool. The first two I got were plug plants. So that means they're like beginner plants, starter plants, very small, couple centimeters wide at the base kind of thing, like this kind of size. If you can see that. So yeah, the first plant I got is actually one I've never really heard of before. They're known commonly as the lace flower plant, but the botanical name for it is the Alsovia dianthiflora, or lace flower vine. I just really like the flowers on this one. I'll show them on the screen. They're really a bit different, and I don't really have any other plants like this, so I thought it'd be cool to try it out. And since it's only a small plug plant anyway, it should be relatively easy to maintain. Ooh. There's a few like dead leaves coming off, but the plant itself actually looks really good. It's got this crazy vine coming off here. Ooh, it's like a very weird leaf. It's like very succulent and hard, but like also like furry at the same time. So that's what that one looks like. This plant is a perennial succulent plant native to, I think, Central and South America. It's apparently got a lot of similarities to like the African violets in its care. So I'll probably be putting this into a similar mix that I would put an African violet into, which again, I had no idea what that is, but I researched it and it says just a good, well-draining soil with a lot of aeration, very porous it said. So I'll probably be doing a mix of like just normal houseplant mixed soil, maybe a little bit of small bark, perlite, and maybe even some vermiculite or something in there as well, just to retain a little bit of moisture. And these plants apparently are very similar to a lot of other houseplants. They just like moderate light and temperatures between 18 and 24 degrees Celsius. So yeah, that was the first one I got. The roots actually look really healthy again, and it's in this like it looks like a biodegradable like film around it to keep the moisture in, but I'll probably take that off when I repot it. I might actually just take it off now. Yeah, look. And that is the main chunk of roots. I'm really looking forward to growing this as like one big trailing plant, hopefully. But yeah, it's got lots of new growth in there too, which is great. And yeah, it looks nice. On to plant number 2. So these were everywhere at Melbourne and they were just so beautiful. I'll probably like insert some footage here, but they just had this like rainbow of different colors of this plant, and I don't really have any like, I mean I have a couple nice flowering plants like some of my hoya and my Christmas cactus, but I don't really have a lot of them, and I just wanted something with like a little bit of color for once, because I don't know, it just makes me happy you know, when I see like a pretty flower. So yeah, the second plant I bought in my Dibblies haul is a Streptocarpus. So these have really pretty leaves and really beautiful flowers, and this is what the tag shows. So it looks something like that. And this is only again a plug plant, so they're much bigger when they grow to maturity. Let me show you the plant. Again, loads of roots coming out of this. As you can see, it's absolutely bustling with roots in there. And again, the leaves feel super healthy, and there's like, I can see even in there's a lot of new growth, so I'm very happy with that. and I just need to get this again into another mix. I can see some little mites crawling on this, so I'm probably gonna give this a good bit of a wash and a treatment before I put it in my collection. But I'll be potting it into a similar mix as the lace flower, the Dianthiflora. And a little bit of knowledge about the Streptocarpus is that it flowers between spring and autumn, and I think it has quite a long flowering period, so I should be able to see these beautiful flowers for a long time. It says to give it, again, good light, just no direct sun, and keep it at normal room temperatures, again similar to all the other ones, but do not put it in temperatures below 7 degrees, so that's the minimum it can withstand. But I don't think my house ever gets to that over winter, so that's good. And yeah, the common name for these as well is the Cape Primrose, which is kind of cute. And I'm actually very much looking forward to seeing this bloom. I think it might take a while. I'm not sure about the rate of growth on these, but I'll keep you all updated, of course. And yeah, that is plant number 2 from Dibley's. So we're now on to the last plant in my plant haul, probably for this month, to be honest, because I've had like, how many is that now? Like 2, I think it's 5 in this video, but gotta do what you gotta do. So this is the last plant, and honestly, it's stunning. I remember seeing this in the stand at Malvern again and just absolutely being like, what is that? I want that. And I didn't actually see if they were selling it there, but I saw it on their website and yeah, I had to get it. It's called the Begonia Midnight Magic. You can probably tell why. And it's just absolutely stunning. I don't need to repot this one because it's already in a nice little pot for me, so that's nice, and in their mix too, so even better. Oh my goodness, oh, it's absolutely stunning. It is a little like wobbly, but that might just be that it needs to root a little bit longer in here. The leaves almost have this like, it's like a dark green, almost like brownish kind of color to them. It's like very simple, but then the red around the edge is what drew me towards it. It's like a super bright red underneath. And the flowers on these are actually really pretty like pink as well. And I've heard the flowers do get the little red hairs on them as well as like the plant does. So that's really cool. And yeah. I don't really think I have that many varieties of begonia, or Rex begonia specifically, like this one. So I did have a little look up how best to look after it. Again, it needs like quite a soil mix that will hold on to water but still provide like that aeration, but like not be too soggy as well. Like you do not want it sitting in water or being like completely damp, the whole soil. On their website, it said to allow, like, I think it was the top centimetre of the soil to dry out before you water it again. So I will be doing that from now on instead of just watering them, because I'm like, oh, they need a lot of water, but I actually don't think they need that much water. And yeah, they love, one thing about a Begonia Rex as well that I didn't realise is that they love a high humidity environment. So I'm going to be probably maybe putting this in my cabinet to start with if I can find some room, or putting it around a lot of my other plants that have like water in their trays and things like that. Actually, compared to the cane varieties of begonia, they're not as fussy when it comes to humidity, which was kind of interesting to find out because I don't really know much about begonia. But apparently, yeah, Rexes are like, they need the high humidity to thrive, so I will bear that in mind. Also, another thing that they really dislike are drafts and fluctuations in temperatures too. So if you live in a climate where the temperature drops a lot from day to night, I don't think they'll do very well in that. You want to keep them in a stable environment ideally, somewhere that doesn't fluctuate much at all. Because I do have some begonia in my lounge here, and they just haven't been doing that well either. So I don't know whether it's because it does get like quite cold in here sometimes, and the humidity, I mean, it's high, it's above average, but it's not like super high. And I think a lot of them aren't like thriving in my conditions necessarily, which is kind of sad. And another thing about like the cane begonia is they need a little bit of like bright sun actually. I didn't know this, but reading on their website, on Dibley's website, it says for a cane variety, a bit of brighter light in the early morning or in the evening is like beneficial for them. So I'll probably be moving now my cane begonia into brighter spots and maybe putting this in a slightly darker spot. So I think they can tolerate less light than a cane begonia. So that's good to know, and that's interesting. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go away now and repot these little guys into a nice mix, and I might actually go away and repot some of my other begonia that are struggling, just because I think I need a fresh start with them. So that's the plan for the rest of my day. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this mini little haul of my plants, and I will keep you all updated on how they get on. Sorry guys, it's like Wednesday, it's like middle of the week, and I'm just so tired. So I am finding the strength right now to do this, to repot these and talk to you all. But yeah, again, thank you all for watching my video. It still amazes me that there are people out there watching it, and honestly, all your guys' support, it really does mean the world to me. It's just like a thing I do as a hobby, so I do really appreciate everyone's really kind comments and likes and everything like that. So thank you all, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great rest of your day, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Bye.